As I am back, and we have a lot to catch up on. Hope y'all are having a fantastic, fantabulous, awesome freaking day. My name is Garrett Shoemake, and this is the SHOUTOUT. This is the Week 9 preview. But before we jump into all the football business, I have missed you guys a lot. I want to talk to you guys about my trip. Please let me do and share some of the highlights, because it was a great time being on vacation, hanging out with my family, and getting some time to just detox from everything. And it's been good. It's been really good. It's been refreshing. And wow, I'm glad to be back. I'm glad to be back into the swing of things. Glad to be back in my routine. I'm a very routine type of person, so that all has been great. But being able to break off of it has been fantastic. But please, let me tell you guys about my trip, because it was fun. It was amazing. And here's some of the highlights. I got up there and hung out for a couple days, went and saw some family, and then halfway through my first week, we went to Pigeon Forge. And while I say that, I'm going to put some pictures on the screen. It's going to be like an anonymous. It's going to be a random slideshow of some of the pictures I took while I was up there. So you're going to see some mountain pictures. You're going to see some pictures of food. You're going to see some of the stuff that I did and some of the stuff that I got. Pretty cool stuff. And halfway through the first week, me and my family, we went up to Pigeon Forge, and we stopped at the Smoky Mountain Knife Works. Now, if you guys have not been to the Smoky Mountain Knife Works, you need to go. It is the world's largest knife shop. Any knife you can think of any type of variety, they have it. They had like 5 or 6 different brands with displays that probably went from, I don't know, I can't really describe it and put pictures on the screen, so never mind that. But it was massive, absolutely massive. Look up pictures of it. It's huge. But downstairs, on a lower level, they have a room full of weapons. They have like swords, daggers, shurikens, katanas, nunchucks. I almost bought a pair of sai, which if you don't know what that is, that's the weapon that the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle Raphael uses for something to think about. But they had everything. It was really cool. They had some replica stuff on the wall, like some from Lord of the Rings. They had some stuff from the Terminator, a couple other movies on there as well. That was really sick. And then they also have a relic room. The relic room, let me tell you something about the relic room. It is one of the coolest places I think you could ever go in the world. Genuinely, it's amazing, because they had lines of shelves of just old stuff from human history, from Earth's history. I'm talking about fossils from all the way to the Cambrian. So looking at right here on screen, I got me some fossils from the Permian period, which absolute insanity to me that I'm in possession of these. And then they had a whole bunch of them for sale. It has a certificate of authenticity and everything. Absolutely one of the coolest things I owned I bought ever own now. I also bought me a really old stromatolite, which if you guys don't know what a stromatolite is, it is kind of, in simple terms, like the precursor to corals. A lot of cyanobacteria early in Earth's history, they've formed into forms similar to corals. It's called stromatolites. I can't describe it. I can never fully remember what it's like, what the chemical composition of it is. All I can say is that it is just kind of like a coral. It's the precursor to corals. But also I bought this ammonite fossil from the Jurassic period. That was also really cool. I almost came away with a trilobite fossil, but I just decided not to. At that point, I was kind of stocking up on stuff and kind of getting worried about, I didn't want that to break. I also found some Eurypterid fossils there as well. They even had on this mammoth bone. I'm gonna start off the slideshow for a second, because my room in here is about 10 feet tall, standard height of a house, but this mammoth bone was taller than this ground to the ceiling. It was taller than that, and it was probably about like this big around. It was $7,000. It was massive. Let me tell you something. It was the biggest freaking bone I have ever seen in my life. Holy crap. But they also had some pretty other cool things, like megalodon teeth. They had a bunch of those. They had fish fossils. They had fossils from a bunch of different dinosaurs, big dinosaur bones. They had all of it. They had all of it for sale on display. It was awesome. But even like the human history stuff, they had stuff from like ancient human history, going back all the way to like early African, all the way from like ancient Japan, Civil War, World War I, World War II. I mean, a lot of big moments in human history. They had like items from those times, all real, all legit. And it's like, holy crap. Like, you're just walking down. It's like walking into a time machine. It's the best thing that we have to a time machine. Straight up. Coolest thing, coolest experience I have ever had. And being able to go back there this year, I went there for the first time last year, was awesome. But being able to go back there again, wow, absolutely just phenomenal. But that wasn't all. Also, while I was in Pigeon Forge, I'll put pictures on it now. But I also stopped at the Ripley's Illusion Lab. If you guys know about Ripley's, believe it or not, I hope you guys do, because it is a really cool series of books that you guys have probably bought at a Scholastic Book Fair when you guys were in elementary school. But this Illusion Lab had a whole bunch of, as you know, optical illusions, and it had just opened a week after before I had gotten there, so it was all still brand new. And seeing some of the stuff is just trippy. It's crazy. It's a crazy thing, like how powerful the human mind is, so much so that it can deceive you. And seeing all that stuff was incredible. Other than that, we got back, and later on during the week, my last day, me and my family, we went up to Kentucky and went to a casino, and look at this. I won $230. Like, oh my God. And this was the screen. It was like a Dragon Fireball slot machine. Like, I can't remember what it was called, but when you got like 4 of those fireballs as you see on screen, you got free spins, and every time you got one more fireball, it refreshed your spin. So like if you use 2 spins and then on the last one you got a fireball, you get 3 spins again, right? And it kept on going and going and going and going, and then all of a sudden I saw the top right one, and I was like, oh my God, it's like $50. That's insane. That was a $1 spin, by the way. And then I didn't even notice the one at the top that was $100 in the middle, and I was like, oh my God. So, and then after it was all said and done, I was like, wow, I almost won all the money back that I spent on vacation. That's really good. Also kind of felt sick to my stomach, because like, man, if I had put the max bet, that would have been a $10,000 grand jackpot. So I was like, I feel like I should have done it, but at the same time, I mean, I'm not going to complain coming away with $230. I mean, that's the most I've ever won on a single spin on a slot machine, so I'm not going to complain. No, it's absolutely awesome. So those are a couple of the highlights of my trip. It was fun. It was fantastic. And one thing that I really did enjoy with staying in touch with you guys during my vacation was the predictions for every NFL week, where I would upload a picture along with my predictions, and that got me to thinking about social media and how I've implemented that. I promise that we're going to talk about football here in a minute. If you guys want to go ahead and jump into the football stuff, you can. Like, I know I'm rambling for a lot, but we have a lot to catch up about. So, social media, I think I'm going to start uploading, instead of trying to use social media as an extension of the channel, I'm going to use it as an extension of me. Probably should have made this my own separate video for this, but I wanted to tell you guys because it's a thought that I had. So anything that I think about with the channel, anything I think about with the SHOUTOUT or me that involves you guys, I think you guys deserve to know what I'm thinking and what's going on. So I'm filling you guys in. So I think I'm going to use social media as an extension of me instead of an extension of the channel, because honestly, I thought about it. You can't build a community on YouTube or anywhere without all outlets available to communicate with my audience, with you guys. So I think I'm going to start uploading pictures and stuff. It's just casual stuff like throughout my life that I find interesting that I want to share with you guys. I think Twitter is going to remain as like during Titans games, I'll probably just like start firing off tweets about how crappy my team is or something, so you guys can see that if you want to interact with me. And then I'll probably use TikTok to, I don't know, maybe make some videos, maybe make some updates, do some goofy stuff maybe. I don't know, like I've never really made videos on TikTok before like that. Like I have, like I have a whole catalog of them, but like I haven't done it in so long. It's like, I don't know. Like, I don't know what I want to do with it quite yet. And then maybe post some pictures and stuff on Instagram, maybe. I'm going to put a poll out on Thursday. You guys are seeing this on Thursday. I'm going to put it out there, and I want you guys to respond with what social media platforms you use the most, and whatever platforms you guys use the most, I might upload more there. So that way I can actually reach to more of you guys, and that way we can build this community. Because I want to show you guys a little bit more about who I am as a person, a little bit more about me, and, peek behind the curtain a little bit, behind the scenes, kind of, if you will, because honestly, I've done so much work trying to be a personality. I haven't taken the time to be a person to you guys. I mean, I know I've talked to you guys about vulnerable topics, about stuff that I like, stuff about dislike, stuff that's not related to sports a little bit, but I need to do a better job of being a person for you guys, not just a personality. So that's my thing with social media. That's kind of the revelation I had while I was away. So with that being said, that's enough time with catching up. You know what? I'm going to make a quick jump cut because I want to see how long this was, just out of curiosity. I'll be right back. Okay, I just checked. It was over 10 minutes. Wow, that was not as long as I was expecting, but honestly, that's good. Honestly, I'll take that. I'll take a 10-minute catch up to talk to you guys for a little bit about that. I was just really curious to see how long it was. I felt like I was going on for a long time, but honestly, it was not as long as I was thinking. So 10 minutes feels fine for me. But now let's talk about the business. Let's talk about football. And last week, I went 7-6 picking games, and holy crap, last week was the worst week of football we've had all year. It was horrible. Straight up. It was so bad. Every single game was a blowout. Every single one. Except for the Bengals and the Jets. 39-38. Jets get their first one of the year. Congrats to them. But why? Why is it always the Bengals and the Jets? Just when they face off, it's interesting. Why? I don't understand this. There's no like parallel between the two teams that makes like this matchup interesting ever. It always is just a interesting game for whatever reason. Whether it's a close game or it's like a game like this, or even like a couple years ago. Remember when Mike White started a game for the Jets and went on an insane like 3 or 4 game insanity run? And it started with the Bengals game a couple years ago. I think it was 2022, I'm pretty sure it was. But like, holy crap. Like, why these two teams always like play each other close? Why is it always interesting? For like no reason at all. But either way, Jets got their first win. So that was the best game of the week, objectively. My top 5 games of the week were an absolute wash because every single game was a blowout. So let's hope that it is going to be better this week. And so with me going 7-6 picking games, that brings my record to 69-50 for right now. So we're still above water. We've been above water all year, which is great. But I want to really start pulling away here in the second half of the year, because week 9 is the halfway point of the year. And wow, is it really that long? Has it really been half of the year gone already? We're going to wake up one day and it's going to be the Super Bowl. And the next thing we know, the season's going to be over. It's going by very, very fast. So now with week 9, one more thing. We got teams on bye. We got to quickly acknowledge Eagles, Browns, Jets, and Bucks. Y'all are on a bye week this week, so enjoy it. For the Bucks, fantastic. You guys are doing good right now. Eagles are doing good right now. Browns and Jets, get back to the drawing board because you got another 9 weeks of double hockey sticks you got to deal with. Sorry for your fan bases. I'm so sorry. But now let's talk about NFL Week 9. And as we always say, it's time to let it preview. Starting with number 5, we got the Ravens at the Dolphins on Thursday Night Football. The Snoop game, the Tyler Huntley game, because he's played for both teams, of course. That's what I decided to call it. But also, this game oddly is interesting to me because the Ravens obviously have not had a great year with everybody being hurt and everything's kind of falling off the rails. And the Dolphins are also garbage. So but also both of them are coming off of really good wins last week. So that's why I put it in the top 5, because something about this game just has me really interested to watch it. And so for the Ravens, we'll just jump into our keys right now. Number 1 for the Ravens, run the football. And I'm not just talking about Derrick Henry. I'm talking about Tyler Huntley. You need to get both of these guys running the ball consistently. That's how they were able to stay competitive with Chicago and ultimately beat them pretty decently last week. So I want to see more of that. I want to see them run the ball well. The Dolphins have not done a great job running the football, but they did a great job stopping Bijan last week. They did a fantastic job. So that's a storyline that I really want to follow. Both of these teams getting really good wins despite their seasons falling apart so far. Number 2 for the Ravens, you got to feed Zay Flowers. They did a good job of that last week as well, which helped them score points and keep the ball moving down the field, and also help keep the run game open, not just for Tyler Huntley, but for Derrick Henry as well. So I want to see some more Zay Flowers. I want to see him get the ball a lot. I'm expecting 6+ catches from him in this game. He needs to play well if the Ravens want to win. And then the third one, you got to limit the run after the catch. Because one thing that the Dolphins really took advantage of against Atlanta last week was run after the catch. The big, long touchdown by Jalen Waddle was a big one. But you had multiple guys, 4 guys, I think, for Miami last week, go for over 15 yards of reception. You cannot have that if you want to win this game. So for Baltimore, they really need to limit that and not let the explosiveness of the Miami Dolphins offense on paper be able to translate onto the field. And then for Miami, number 1, they got to stop the run. Just like how the Ravens need to run the ball, the Dolphins need to be able to stop it. You saw what happened when you stopped Bijan in Atlanta. Everything kind of went to crap. So if you can stop the run game for Baltimore, the same thing will ensue. And the thing is, with the Ravens being so hurt, yeah, it's going to hurt them a lot more than it's going to hurt Atlanta. So the defense only allowed 10 points last week, and that is because they did such a great job stopping the run. They were not able to maintain their balance. They weren't able to maintain what they do best. And so they need to stop the run. They need to slow down this Ravens offense, because that's what the only thing they have. Tyler Huntley and Derrick Henry and Zay Flowers are like the only things they have right now going well for them. So stopping the run is going to be paramount. And then number 2, got to push the ball down the field. The Ravens defense has been bad this year. Their secondary has not been as hurt compared to other parts of their team, but still, I mean, the Dolphins showed what they could do when things are working, and that they still have an element of explosiveness when things are coming together. The problem is things have not come together for them. So they got to be able to push the ball down the field, attack this defense a little bit, and don't be afraid to try it. Don't be afraid to go for stuff. Don't be afraid to take some deep shots. I mean, at this point, the Dolphins got nothing to lose. So you might as well air it out. You might as well lay it all out there. Anything's on the table at this point. And then number 3, going to the run game, diversify it a little bit. Another thing that helped Miami last week was they got Ollie Gordon more involved, their rookie running back, and he's a good complement to Devon Achane. While Devon Achane is your flash, he's your lightning, Ollie Gordon is your thunder. So I want to see more of the thunder. I want to see more of the boom that Ollie Gordon brings to this run game. And if you can get these two guys in and out, rotating together, keep them all fresh throughout the game, that will help Miami continue to have an explosive passing offense like they showed last week. And so who do I have winning? Right now, I think the Ravens win it. I think with Tyler Huntley, you saw that the offense operated a lot better because Tyler Huntley has a lot of experience in that offense. He's familiar with the scheme more than Cooper Rush is. He's more suited for it because of his dual threat ability. So you got to see the Ravens offense operate a lot more like it should have, and like it should have been. They should have brought him back before the season started in retrospect, but hindsight's 2020. But the Ravens, I think with what they were able to do last week, I think they now have a quarterback that's able to run that offense better and execute better. So in theory, the offense should continue to build off of what they were able to do last week against an overall bad Miami Dolphins defense. So give me the Ravens to win this game. Then we move to number 4, where we got a potential wild card stake matchup with the Seahawks going against the Commanders on Sunday Night Football. And for both of these teams, the Seahawks, they're doing pretty good right now. The Commanders had a really brutal loss on Monday Night Football against the Chiefs. They fall to 3-5. They needed Jaden Daniels back so bad, just so they can potentially stack a couple wins together and get moving. They faced off against some pretty good teams as of late, so they need to find a way to bounce back quickly. And for Seattle, they got to find a way to build. And for them, number 1, it starts with stopping the run. The Commanders are great running the football. That's not new to anybody. But so is Seattle at stopping the run. The trench battle is going to be a big key here for this team, and if they can win that battle, that's going to help them out so much, considering the Commanders' passing attack has not been very good this year, surprisingly. So stopping the run for them is absolutely paramount. And so on defense, we're going to key number 2, you got to win on 3rd and 4th down. Winning on 3rd down is the first part of it, because the Seahawks are really good on converting on 3rd down, or stopping 3rd downs, if you will. And the Commanders are not very good at converting on 3rd down. But as you saw last week, the Commanders are not afraid to go for it on 4th. Dan Quinn said that they like to live on the edge, and it would not surprise me if that were to continue against another good football team like the Seahawks. So you got to be able to win on 3rd down, and when it gets to 4th down, they're going to go for it. You got to win there too and take the ball away and give it back to your offense and help them out. And number 3, you got to win in the red zone. Seattle has an advantage here on offense versus the Commanders' defense, but they also have the best 3rd down defense in the NFL, so you cannot stall out. That's absolutely like paramount. You cannot stall out. You cannot let the Commanders' defense keep you on the field for a long time. When you get into the red zone, win on 1st down, win on 2nd down, get into the end zone and get your points. Because if you let that drive stall a little too long in the red zone, the Commanders will stop you and make you force 3 points, and you need touchdowns if you want to beat them. For the Commanders, number 1 key for them is you got to slow down Jackson Smith and Jigba. You have to. He's been the best receiver in the NFL this year. He's lighting the world on fire. You're not going to stop him, but you have to slow him down because he is everything for the offense at the moment. And he opens up everything else. If you can slow him down, that'll help keep the box closed. And I mean like the explosive box, if you will. You got to keep it closed, because the moment he takes the top off your defense, all of it breaks loose, and then it just makes it that much harder. So stopping or slowing down JSN is paramount. Key 2, you got to get Terry McLaurin, and I almost said Terry Robisky, but Terry McLaurin and Deebo Samuel more involved. They tried getting Deebo Samuel involved on a couple screens. They tried dumping them the ball, giving them the ball in space. It just wasn't working because the Chiefs were swarming it like a bunch of bees to honey. But for Terry McLaurin, had a couple big catches. The touchdown catch was phenomenal, and then the catch in the third quarter over the shoulder where he's falling down on the left sideline was also incredible. But we need to see more. This passing game just has not been good enough for Washington, and part of it has been because Jaden Daniels has been out. But that doesn't change the fact that we need to see more. This run game is probably going to have its struggles against Seattle, so they need to be able to throw the ball well in order to help keep those running lanes open for Bill Krosky merit. And then key number 3 for them is they also have to win, in the red zone. The offense for Washington has been great, but so has Seattle's red zone defense. They also have the second highest scoring defense, so points are going to be coming at a premium. Just like I said with Seattle, when you get in the red zone, you need touchdowns. So I'm going to be looking to see who wins this battle. Whoever wins the red zone battle, I will definitively win this football game for sure. Who do I have winning right now? Honestly, give me Seattle. Right now, with how things have shaped out in Washington, they need Jaden Daniels back. It has not been great. And so right now with Seattle, they're humming a lot better. I think Seattle has the hot hand right now, even though the Commanders are back at home. Now, number 3, Broncos, Texans, the battle of defensive bullies. Try to say that a little bit too fast, but defensive bullies is what we were going for this game. And for the Broncos, who are coming off of a 5-game winning streak and a blowout win against the Cowboys, as I knock my script over. Number 1, you got to get your pass game going again. We finally saw what it looked like when things were working. Bo Nix threw for 4 touchdowns. He was very, very efficient in this game. So they need to build off of that right now. This is a potential playoff team. I even had them going as a threat to one of the biggest threats to the Chiefs in the AFC. And right now, that has not aged very well. So the Broncos, if they want to be serious about being in the playoffs and going further than what they did last year, they need to now have to start building on that passing game. It needs to start coming along. It's been way too inconsistent all year. It needs to start now. Number 2, you got to bully CJ Stroud. You got to manhandle that man, because the Broncos are leading the league in sacks. Once again, the Orange Crush has been killing it this year. You guys need to get after this awful offensive line and destroy CJ Stroud, because if you can get pressure on him, you can make him uncomfortable. It makes everything that much more difficult. So bullying CJ Stroud is one of the big keys. And the number 3, it's going to be for both teams here, no turnovers. Not just no turnovers. Not one. You can't even have one. No. I believe that even if one turnover is made in this game, that is going to make the difference. I think it's going to be that much more magnified in this game, because the Texans, I'll be honest, Texans have caught a little bit of fire recently, just like Denver. It hasn't been as hot, but the Texans have been playing their best football so far all year, and compared to the beginning of the year, it's definitely been better. So you cannot afford to turn the ball over and help out this offense and help out this defense and help Houston be in this game. The Broncos have more talent. They should win this game. I'm picking them to win this game because I still think they're the better football team. But one turnover could make all the difference. And then for Houston, they're back at home. Number 1 is taking pressure off of CJ Stroud. Like I talked about with Denver, they lead the league in sacks. You have to find a way to get the ball out quickly, be able to run the ball consistently, and not let CJ Stroud constantly be under duress and possibly on his back all game long. So taking some pressure off and just letting your run game play well, quick dump offs, and slow down the pressure. I want to see a couple screens utilized. That would help a lot. That way, CJ Stroud can keep himself clean. Number 2, this defense, gotta bend, don't break. The Texans defense has been pretty solid this year. They don't allow points, and the Broncos also have not been very good on third down on the offensive side of the ball. So although they were really good last week, they were 5 for 8 against Dallas. I want to see a little bit more from the Texans defense, where sure, they're probably going to allow some yards, they're going to allow some things during points in the game, but don't allow points. As long as you don't allow points to Denver, I think you'll be okay. And if you can get them in third down, that gives you an advantage. If you can just do that and make the Broncos earn every single yard, that'll help give you more opportunities for your offense. And then again, the key number three, no turnovers. Again, one turnover is going to make the difference in this game, I believe. I think it's going to be that much of a magnifying glass, or that much of an impact, whatever word or phrase you want to use there. But it's going to be important. It's going to be massive. So neither of these teams, no turnovers. No way, Jose. And then we get to number two, the best matchup in these two teams since Super Bowl 51, in my opinion. We're talking about the Falcons and the Patriots. Patriots at home. And wow, actually this will be the best game since Super Bowl 51. Every single game since then has been boring, whether it's been a blowout or a low-scoring game. No, I think this game is going to be really fun to watch. And number one for the Falcons, got to use the pass to set up the run. I know the offense runs through Bijan Robinson, but Bijan Robinson was slowed down heavily last week. And the Patriots have the second best run defense in the NFL. So I'm looking at Michael Penix, I'm looking at Drake London, I'm looking at Kyle Pitts, I'm looking at Darnell Mooney, I'm looking at these guys to throw the ball down the field. Zach Robinson, dial up some good pass plays to help open up the lane for Bijan Robinson and not make the Patriots defense just sell out, stop Bijan, and then have your offense fall apart like it did against Miami. But number two, still, like, don't steer from Bijan Robinson. Last week, he only had 12 touches. What is that? What is that? Bijan Robinson is the best player on your offense, and you gave him 12 touches all game? What? No. No, sir. No, ma'am. That's not going to work. He's a good receiver. Give him the ball out of the backfield. Dump it off to him. Give him a screen. He can make plays in the passing game. So even if he's not running the ball very well in this game, which is possible, get him going in the pass game. There's no excuse to not give him at least 15 touches. At least 15 touches, because he needs the ball. If you give him the ball, he will make plays. He cannot make plays if you don't give him the freaking football. So give Bijan the football, feed him, and that will help your offense out. And then key number three, for your defense, limit the deep ball. Drake May has been incredible throwing downfield. It has been night and day compared to what this Patriots offense was a year ago to now. I want to see the second best pass defense in the NFL in Atlanta slow down this deep ball, because that's where the Patriots have made their money. Let's be honest. That's where things have been at their best. Drake May has been great throwing short. He's been good throwing intermediate. That is not like bad. But throwing deep, it kills you. It absolutely kills you on defense if you're allowing plays to go over your head all the time. Chunk plays absolutely hurt in the NFL. So being able to limit the deep ball in those big plays, and with a really strong pass defense that the Falcons have had this year, really can help them limit that. They really need to in this game. And then for New England side of it, it's the inverse of key one for Atlanta. You got to use the run to set up the pass. Like I just said, the pass defense for Atlanta has been really good, and the Patriots have not been great running the football. They need to be able to do better at that, because if Drake May struggles and the passing game isn't working and you can't run the ball, what happens? Wow, the offense all of a sudden slows down and things are sputtering, and then if Atlanta gets going and all of a sudden they might get explosive and then a couple scores are up on you, then you have to play from a deficit, causing Drake May to throw more. Like, it's a problem that could snowball very, very quickly. So you need to run the ball better than what you have so far this year, because if Drake May struggles, you have to have a run game you can lean on. Mike Vrabel, as a defensive head coach, coming from Tennessee, he ran the ball a lot, so I'm surprised that they don't run the ball as well as he did there before. But then again, he didn't have a Hall of Fame running back. He doesn't have a Hall of Fame running back like Derrick Henry, so that does play a fact. But that doesn't change the fact that they didn't do a better job running the football. And then key two for them is that they need to score points, because the Falcons are explosive on offense and they have more talent. Simply put, if there's any two, out of these two keys, key one for Atlanta, key two for New England, which key do I trust more to actually be executed? I'm leaning on Atlanta because of their coaching and because of their talent. So if Atlanta gets their offense going, if they get Bijan going and this offense is moving down the field, they're putting points on the board, that puts more pressure on the Patriots to score points. But also, I mean, even if you slow down the Falcons, scoring points and getting a lead helps you play, makes them play into your hands, right? Yeah, it makes them play into your hands, so you need to score points. You're not going to beat the Falcons without scoring some points, and thankfully for the Patriots, they have one of the best scoring offenses in the NFL. They're top 10, so scoring is paramount in this game, and I think they will be able to score plenty of points. And then key 3, limit the penalties. The Patriots, one thing that's been awful about their team is penalties. They're one of the worst in the NFL at committing them. The Falcons, conversely, have been one of the best at not committing penalties. So any penalty is going to be magnified because it's going to set you back, it's going to slow you down, and against a team that has been more disciplined this year, you cannot have that. You cannot lose that battle by a significant amount. If it's by a couple, you can get away with that. But if it's like the Falcons commit like 4 penalties and you commit more than double, that's going to be a big problem, allowing that many yards and helping the offense for Atlanta continue to be on the field as well. So limiting the penalties is going to be very important for the Patriots. Who do I have winning? Give me New England. What? I think it's New England. Did I change it? No, I did not change it. I teeter-tottered on this for a long time because I truly don't know who's going to win. I think this offense for both teams is going to bounce back a little bit. I think we're going to see probably at least 45 points. So I don't know what like the over-under is for the games. Like, I don't look at them, right? But also don't come to me for betting advice. I'm never going to like talk about betting advice. Sports betting in sports now has gotten so bad, so I'm not going to be here talking about it. I place a bet from time to time. That's all I really do. So don't come to me about betting advice. Please don't. I'm not talking about it. But for the Patriots, I think they're going to win this game. They're back at home, and given that the role that they're on right now, I kind of feel more comfortable with the Patriots considering what they've got going on, more than the Falcons being able to bounce back after a tough loss last week. So give me 2 straight losses for Atlanta if this is true, and that's going to be questionable for them because they have been a little iffy this year as a whole team. Now we get to number 1, and it's no surprise. It's the game. It's Chiefs-Bills. It's the best game on the schedule on paper when it comes out. It's always when a Chiefs-Bills play. When do they play? It's always like one of the first things everybody looks up is when do these two teams play. And the fact that it's not a primetime game is absolute BS. I'm sorry. I know they play on primetime almost every single year. I know. But it's for a good reason. These are the 2 best quarterbacks in the NFL going at it. They face off every year. Why is this not an annual primetime game? It's the game that everybody wants to watch, so put it on national TV for the love of God, please. But anyways, for the Chiefs, number 1 for them, if they want to win this game in Buffalo, they have to run the football. The Bills have the worst run defense in the NFL. They have not done a good job stopping the run at all. But conversely, their pass defense has been one of the best in the NFL. They're the second best. I said second best was Atlanta. No, they're the best. They're number 1. Ranked second is the Bills. They've been great at stopping the pass. That's where the Chiefs have made their bread and butter. And so in the instance, like I said with Atlanta, with the Patriots, if they cannot throw the ball with will, if they cannot succeed throwing the ball down the field with consistency that they've been able to build off of these past few weeks since Rashee Rice has come back, he's given them a big boost, and it's just going to hurt. It's going to hurt if you cannot run the ball, and I think the Chiefs will run the ball a little bit more in this game. I think they're going to use more Kareem Hunt, more Isaiah Pacheco. They're going to use more of Brashard Smith, right? That's his name? Yeah, Brashard Smith. I think he's a 7th round rookie running back. I'm pretty sure. I don't remember, but I know Brashard. I just don't know like where Brashard Smith lies in all of that. But that's not the point. I think the Chiefs are going to run the ball a little bit more because of this, and that's a big exploit that they need to take advantage of. Key 2 for the Chiefs, got to stay on schedule. The Bills, they have not been great in the red zone on defense this year and on third down defensively. It's been a struggle for them in that department. But the Chiefs, they also have been better as of late in those departments as well. So staying on schedule is going to be important. Why? Because if you stay on schedule, run the ball well, what does that do? That keeps big number 17 on his butt on the sideline in his heated seat, because it's probably going to be cold up there. So keep his warm butt, I guess, because the heated seats on the sideline. Keep him over there. Look at him and say, hey, sit. And guess what? That gives your chances to win a big boost. Now, number 3, and it's going to be the same key for both of them, is to get the ball last. Whoever has the ball last in this game is going to win. If it's a one-score game, whoever it is, whoever has the ball last, that's who's going to win this game. That's how close it is. When you get two elite quarterbacks like this going against each other, that is what happens. It's what happens. The last person to get the ball is going to win. If the Chiefs are up by a score and Buffalo has the ball, Josh Allen's going to drive down the field and win the game. If the Bills are up and the Chiefs got the ball to go win the game, here goes Patrick Mahomes. He is driving right down the field to win the game. So whoever gets the ball last will win. I guarantee it. I'm willing to go that far. And so now for Buffalo, now that Josh Allen's got his butt off the bench onto the field, what do they have to do? Number one is throwing the kitchen sink. I want them to take it and go, and just throw it right at him. Do everything. Throw the ball well. Run the ball well. The Bills have done it all at a very, very high level this year. Joe Brady has been killing it, running that offense and managing it. James Cook had 200 yards last week. No, he didn't have 200 yards. I'm talking about Rico Dowdle. Oh, my God. But no, he had a lot of rushing yards last week against the Panthers. He destroyed them. He straight up destroyed them. So James Cook is going to get involved early and often. Josh Allen is going to do what Josh Allen has done all year long. That's not going to change. Throw the kitchen sink at Steve Spagnuolo and just do what you do best, which is everything. So that's going to be the key number one for them. It's just throwing the kitchen sink and leaving it all out there. Anything is on the table for the Bills offense. Key two, obviously, it's going to be a key for them always is to slow down Patrick Mahomes. They don't do a good enough job at doing it because Patrick Mahomes is so good, but also this Bills defense is so wishy-washy with being able to not stop the run, but being able to stop the pass. It just slowing down Patrick Mahomes helps make everything better. When your pass defense is as good as it is, that'll help really well being able to run with these receivers when a play breaks down. So slowing him down and being able to contain him and being able to limit his ability to extend plays and allow receivers to get open in those situations as well is going to help keep things in front of you. And then key three, like I said, get the ball last. Whoever gets the ball back last will win this game for sure. Again, I will say it again, I guarantee it. So now, let's look at the rest of the Week 9 slate and see what we're looking at. The first one on the list just missed out the top 5 is Colts and Steelers. It was going to be in the top 5, but after the Steelers pathetic showing on Sunday Night Football against the Packers, I dropped it out. I have the Colts winning this game because the Colts have a red-hot offense right now, and Pittsburgh on defense has been not very good. Dare I say, garbage for how much they're paying all their players. Highest paid defense in the NFL, and you allow Jordan Love to have 20 straight completions. What a joke. But that being said, for the Colts, this is their first big test since the Rams. I mean, the Steelers are a winning football team. They're still good. They have Aaron Rodgers. And Aaron Rodgers, I think, will have his way against the Colts defense. I don't think that's like a big shocker. But the Colts need to be able to stay consistent on offense if they want to compete with Aaron Rodgers and the Steelers. And because the Steelers defense is so bad, I think the Colts will pull away a win on the road and get their 8th win of the season. And then 49ers versus the Giants. This one's going to be closer than I think people might realize, but I think the 49ers win this game. I think they bounce back after a loss to Houston. That was really tough for them. And for the Giants, they lost Cam Skydaboo. Not that he was making a big difference, but him not being on the field is going to hurt and put more pressure on Jackson Dart to perform. And with the way the 49ers defense has been playing, considering the players they have out there, I think they're going to have a bounce-back game against rookie Jackson Dart and play well. Give me the 49ers for the win. And then Chargers on the road against Titans. Chargers, nothing more to say there. We're glossing right over it. Why? Why? Because the Titans are garbage. And then next one, Vikings, Lions. Lions are winning this game because the Vikings, who are they playing at quarterback? Carson Wentz just went to IR for a shoulder injury. He's been trying to fight through it for the past couple of weeks, but can't do it no more. JJ McCarthy is still out. So who do they have? I don't know. I don't know who their third string quarterback is going to be, but right now it is not good in Minnesota. They're probably hitting the panic button right now. Maybe they're probably wishing Sam Darnold was back at this moment. But then next one, Bears-Bengals. Give me the Bears to bounce back and win this game. Honestly, losing to Baltimore last week and considering how much better football the Bears have been playing these past few weeks, that was kind of embarrassing. I mean, as bad as the Ravens have been, as injured as they've been, to allow Tyler Huntley to come in, make his first start of the year, and not being in the Ravens offense for for like a couple years. For him to do that and have success and drop 30 points just sucks. I mean, the defense did not show up at all, and then the Bears offense just struggled all game long. Caleb Williams got picked off by Nate Wiggins, so the Bears need to have a bounce back game against the Bengals defense that has not been very good. Go out, ball out, have some fun, beat up on the Bengals, and spoil their party, because for some reason, I guess they think they still have a shot, even though they do not have anywhere near a shot at competing. But next one, Packers-Panthers. No one's watching this game because the Packers are wearing their awful throwback uniforms. Literally stole them straight from Notre Dame, by the way, in my opinion. I mean, they look almost like exact carbon copy, so nah. But the Packers are still going to win this game. I think that this offense is going to destroy the Panthers defense. I think they are not. I think they're going to get mauled. I think this Panthers defense is going to be waking up with 2 black eyes in the morning. And then next one, Saints-Rams. Give me the Rams. Tyler Shuck for the Saints is getting his first career start. They finally moved on from Spencer Rattler to move to Shuck. He got benched, or Rattler got benched last week against Tampa. Shuck came in, didn't do much better at all. The Saints got absolutely mauled by Tampa. And so the Rams, I think with the roster that they have, there's no reason that they don't win this game. I think it's an easy win for them. And the next one, Jaguars on the road against the Raiders. Give me the Jaguars. Jaguars have been a little inconsistent. They've had some growing pains the past couple of weeks, but nowhere near as bad as the Raiders have been. The Raiders have been an absolute disaster. I thought that with what they did this offseason, they'd be a better football team. No. Like, I thought they'd start slow, but no. At this point, they're done. Their season is pretty much cooked at this point. And with the Jaguars playing better football, I think they're going to get a really good win on the road for them. And then lastly, Monday Night Football, Cardinals-Cowboys. Give me the Cowboys. The Cowboys, I don't really know what to make of them. They're either good one week or they're awful the next. Like last week, they got destroyed by Denver. I don't know what to make of them right now, but you know what? They're winning against the Cardinals because the Cardinals are garbage right now. So they're also at home. There's no reason that the Cowboys don't win this game. So there you go. That is my picks and predictions right there. And so that will do it for today's video. Hope you guys have enjoyed. What do you guys think? Who do you think? You guys think your team is going to win? Do you think you're going to lose? What do you think of my picks and predictions? Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Also, if you made it this far, please consider hitting the like button and subscribing. Helps the channel a lot. We're trying to reach 500 subscribers before the 2025 regular season ends. We need to get the word out and start hitting that button because it is paramount. We got to hit 500 subscribers. We have to. Please do. It help out a lot. And also, lastly, make sure you guys follow me on social media. Like I said, I'm going to put a poll out the same day this is coming out where I'm going to ask you guys, what social media platform do you guys use the most? That way I get more of an idea of what platform you guys are on the most so I can make posts there and reach out to you guys more. You guys can reach out to me and communicate with me more. That way we have a better shot at building the community that we're trying to build here on the Should Make Take. So with that being said, that's going to do it. Love you guys. Appreciate you guys. And as always, I will see you all next time.